It's down the road we go on this Monday, the day before the weekend. It is the 22nd day of October 2018. Back out of here after a good weekend for me and a good weekend for Steve, I'm sure. Dan Kuntz, your host. Steve Herr, news guy with the news. It's what we pay him to do. Cat in control. Happy Monday.
You too, Dan.
Yeah. Good weekend?
Great weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my bye weekend. So.
Oh, yeah, you didn't play.
I didn't play.
But he'll be back at it again, of course, this upcoming weekend.
That's right.
It's Make a Difference Day is coming up on Saturday, this Saturday, the 27th. And all this week on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we'll be profiling various Make a Difference Day projects with interviews that we're going to be taping over the next couple of days and playing them back all week long. And we'll begin with the two ladies who started all of this all those so many years ago. Later on in this program, we taped the interview last week. Laurel, Helton, and Margie Kerr will be in to talk about Make a Difference Day yet again, and then again for the rest of the week, profiles of certain projects.
Oh boy, every week, every year it seems to get bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
Yep.
How many projects do we have this year?
Some listed, I mean, sanctioned, I guess is the right way to put it, 75 or 80.
Yeah.
And there's probably another 75 or 80 that aren't on the list. They're just going to go out and make a difference anyway.
Yeah. Just go to the website, folks. If you don't have a project you're involved in, you can sure find one there.
We got your weather forecast coming up. This will be day 14 now, 2 weeks in a row of this weather. That is extremely rare. Any time of the year, you have the same weather pattern that lasts as long as this weather pattern has lasted. It's going to last for at least a couple more days. Forecast details are coming up. Some housekeeping. Sunrise this morning, 7:30, so you'll see behind Steve, we're not quite there yet. Sunset tonight is at 6 o'clock, and starting tomorrow, sunset will be before 6 o'clock in the evening. So there you go there. Wanted to get that out of the way before we go any further. And did you watch College Game Day on Saturday morning from Pullman?
I did, as a matter of fact. What a crowd. Huh?
It was phenomenal.
Wow.
I usually can't watch the whole 3-hour show. I'm a big college football fan, but 3 hours is a lot to commit.
Then I noticed on Facebook quite a few Wenatchee residents were a part of the crowd there.
Yeah.
Sending back Facebook, Facebook Live shots and stuff,
It was incredible. And I love the way they started the broadcast at 6 a.m. in the morning. It was a sea of Cougar flags. I mean, there were hundreds and hundreds of Cougar flags. But right before the broadcast started, they made everybody put their flags down except for Tom Pounds, the guy who started all of this all those years ago. They let him fly the flag all by himself to begin the broadcast at 6 o'clock, and it just hit you. It was really cool.
And then the Cougs go on to win it.
And then the Cougs won.
Beat Oregon.
Yeah, they hung on. It was a kind of a, as Mike Leach said, it was kind of a sloppy second half, but hey, W is a W.
Shaping up to be an Apple Bowl to beat all Apple Bowls.
Apple Cup's going to be awesome. It's going to be really
good.
The
Apple Cup, rather.
Yeah, the Apple Cup. The day after Thanksgiving this year, and in Pullman this year. We got a lot to talk about when we get to sports. Steve has news. We have the obscure holiday. We have today in history. We have birthdays. We have everybody's entitled to Mike Mignotti's opinion. And we have cameras around the valley. You ready to do it?
I guess if we have time, let's do it.
Yeah. Let's begin, of course, with our cross camera, our 4K cross camera. Air stagnation advisory remains in effect. It's going to stick around until at least 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. They may extend that. They certainly have the right to do that. That ridge of high pressure is still here. But again, there's no place for the pollutants to go. Steve, the lid is on. The smoke goes up. It hits the lid, comes right back down again, something we're used to during the fire season, but not so much in late October.
No, I've not heard from the Department of Ecology whether we're in a stage 1 burn ban yet, but some areas are due to the stagnant air, and that requires that you not use wood stoves unless it's one of those certified variety. Huh?
Yeah, if it's your only source of heat, and it's chilly. I mean, it's 39 outside of our studios. Everybody's in the 30s again today, but we'll warm up again, about 66 or 67, not bad at all. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. These cameras courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless camera 2 is this new one that we've talked about. We did this on Friday, Steve, and that is, that's McNeil Canyon, correct, Kat? Yes, McNeil Canyon.
Now, are we looking down on Lake Chelan there?
That's Lake Chelan,
okay,
yes. That's Lake Chelan there. Beautiful view there. And you can see it's kind of hazy. A few high clouds there, and then we'll have a few high clouds here and there. But that's just an incredible view from up there. I wonder how high that camera is. It's probably close to the same height as the Waterville camera, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's a lot of new development up there on McNeil Canyon, too.
Camera 3 is a shot of, that's Union Valley, I want to say. You can see the town of Chelan to the left. You can see the butte. The Chelan Butte, and the sleeping elephant that we've talked about before, Steve, as the sun begins to creep over the horizon in beautiful Chelan, Washington. We're the number 3 rated live morning show in Chelan, by the way. I'm very proud about that. Yeah, on television anyway.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We were number 2. How come we dropped?
Yeah, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Billy Goat looks phenomenal. That is, of course, our highest camera, 7,000 feet above sea level. You can't quite make out the Alta Lake Golf Course, but you can certainly make out Pateros. Brewster's a little hazy. And this area, we talk about stage 1 burn bans and certified stoves. There's a lot of wood stoves in that area.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that it has such a...
It was noticeable Saturday morning
Yeah.
when I got up, stepped outdoors, and you could actually smell the smoke.
And this is the time of the year and the time of the day when this happens because of the relative humidity and the chilliness of the air. The smoke gets closer down to the valley floor this time of the day than any other time of the day. It starts to burn
Now, if you're in the
off.
Puget Sound right now, they've got fog.
Yeah, you can't see.
Yeah, you can't see at all.
Visibility is like a quarter of a mile.
Might
in
even
the Puget
affect
Sound
some that first flight into SeaTac this morning. I don't know if it's been delayed or not, but
Oh, they took off because I saw them.
did they take off?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the taking off. It can take off on anything. It's the
Yeah,
landing.
it's
is
the landing
key.
the
That's
problem, yeah.
That's the deal. All I know is that they took off at 6 o'clock this morning. So it's 7:06. Let's take a look at your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. There you go. It's going to continue, again, the air stagnation advisory until 10 a.m. tomorrow. The ridge is still there. Chilly morning temperatures, mild afternoon highs. A weak weather disturbance is going to bump into the ridge on Tuesday, but it's a really weak one. So as you can see through Wednesday anyway, a little bit cooler Wednesday. That's actually about normal for our afternoon high on Wednesday. And you'll notice a little bit warmer for the overnight lows. And then on Thursday, partly sunny, high of 59, slight chance, very slight chance of some afternoon rain on Thursday into Thursday night. We'll be clouding up Thursday night, 42 for the overnight low, and then the upcoming weekend for Make a Difference Day, not bad. Mixture of sun and clouds on Friday, mostly sunny with a slight chance of light rain on Saturday. So we're going to go back to typical late October weather and this unbelievable stretch that we've had with gobs of sunshine, chilly overnight lows, and warm and sunny afternoon highs. It's about ready to come to an end by Thursday. So nothing like this lasts forever. But I can't remember the last time we had a stretch of weather this long into October. I mean, this has just been a long, long streak.
Well, you get used to it possibly because this El Nino winter that we're expecting may be drier, maybe warmer.
One little traffic note that Steve sent me over the weekend, the very busy intersection of State Route 28 and the bottom of Grant Road, Fred Meyer, Hobby Lobby, that whole area there.
Always busy.
They're going to do some restriping and they're going to install some new turn arrows. They get worn down. They get worn out with traffic and rain and what have you. So they're going to be doing some repainting. They're going to do all this at night. It's night work. So tonight, from 9 o'clock until 5:30 in the morning on Tuesday, and then again from 9 o'clock Tuesday night to 5:30 in the morning on Wednesday, they're going to be diverting you around while they repaint and do all that good stuff. So it's night work, and it's a big intersection. You'll be able to get around it, but just plan for some extra travel time there.
Yeah, you're that east-west travel. I'd suggest the Riverview Drive there, the new bypass.
Mm-hmm. Sure,
good
go
way to
for
do
it.
it, yeah.
Whatever it takes, you just want to give you a heads up. Again, it's night work, though, not day work. 8 minutes after the hour, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Steve Hare has your Monday Morning News. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE channel.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. Monster Bash is this Saturday from 10 to 4 at Sage. This family-friendly event includes trunk or treat, games, prizes, a bounce house, costume contests, snacks, and more. Also on Saturday is the final Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market of the year in the West parking lot at Pybus Market from 8 to 1. Eat healthy, eat local, and support your local growers and producers. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Scare Crazy in Cashmere.
It's a spooktacular good time all month long in Cashmere. Scarecrows will be waiting for you throughout the town. Silly ones, spooky ones, and everything in between. Yeah, it's Scare Crazy in Cashmere. Bring the family and find the scarecrows all around Cashmere. And be sure to thank these fine sponsors.
Cashmere Veterinary Clinic, natural pet care in everything they do. Enjoy a healthy meal at the Walkabout Grill. Walkabout Grill, where eating out is eating healthy.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome back to our program for this Monday, October 22nd. Again, I'm Steve Hare. Here's what's happening around north central Washington. Well, we closed out last week with some tragic news out of Ellensburg. 2 Central Washington University students killed by gunshots Thursday evening at about 9 in the evening. Ellensburg police say a 22-year-old male was apparently accidentally shot by a 21-year-old man who then died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Now, officials say there was no indication of foul play. Both victims, who have not yet been identified, were members of the university's ROTC program and were at a gathering of friends. Still waiting for more information on that shooting from last Thursday. Also, a threatened shooting at a school that was originally made on social media back in April. Well, it was circulating again around the valley last Friday, causing schools throughout the nation with the initials CHS to be alerted. Now, those schools included Cascade High School in Leavenworth, Kashmir High School, and Chelan High School. Superintendent Bill Motzenbacher at Cascade reported a student at the high school in Leavenworth raised concerns about the post with administrators and the school's resource officer from the Chelan County Sheriff's Office. Well, deputies were alerted. They were mobilized to Chelan and Kashmir. The original threat was made by a student at Clovis High School in Clovis, New Mexico back in April. The student was subsequently arrested. Among other schools placed on alert Friday were Capitol High School in Olympia and Coeur d'Alene High School in Idaho. Would you like to be more closely involved in who is eventually hired to replace Brian Flonis as Wenatchee School District's new superintendent? Well, tomorrow is your opportunity. The firm hired by the district to conduct the superintendent search will be hosting some community meetings to receive your input.
Right now, we're working with the consulting firm to set up community meetings starting next week. We also have an online survey that they've created and they've used across the board for national searches with other school districts. So we're in the process of communicating that out on their behalf, and then all these meetings will be facilitated by the representatives from HYA. They also, as Sarah mentioned, they have a portal that's just for our board where they're sharing information and will continue to do so once we get into more of the interview components of the search. So all of that information will be loaded for the board so that there's really, consistent communication. The other thing that's really nice about the firm we're working with is they do have a Northwest representative. Barbara Harris is our person here, and she's located out of Bellingham, so she's kind of in the neighborhood, which is nice. So she's able to get over here and communicates with us pretty regularly. So it's definitely a team effort, but they do have those mechanisms to make sure they're communicating regularly with the board and with us administrative staff.
Speaking for the district, that's Diana Haglund. She, along with school board member Sarah Knox, were Dan's guest last Friday on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Search firm will facilitate the first community meeting. It starts tomorrow at the high school LGI room. The district also wants you to share your opinions in an online survey, which is located on the district's website. Elsewhere, you might recall last spring these images of an arson-caused fire at Mission View Elementary School in Wenatchee. The equipment was totally destroyed, and the community came forward in a fundraising effort that collected over $2,600 to replace the equipment. Well, let's fast forward to now. Here's a shot of Mission View Principal Jeff Jagger last Friday spreading mulch on the school's new playground. In fact, they're going to have a ribbon-cutting celebration. It's planned for mid-November. Chelan County Commissioner candidate Sean Smith finds himself answering questions about unpaid federal taxes as ballots for the November election reach voters. Earlier in the week, it was reported that Smith owed almost $237,000 in business and personal federal taxes, and the IRS had placed liens on his restaurant, the Walkabout Grill, in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Smith said he's paid his business tax debt down to about $60,000. He also owes $133,000 in personal income taxes. He said people have mostly been understanding of his tax situation, and he went on to point the finger at his opponent, Bob Boogert, for the story getting out this late in the campaign.
I'm hearing about it because it's been brought to light, and the support that's come in, especially from the small business owners in the orchard industry and people that have had to make payrolls before, understand the struggle and understand the frustration. The other side of the support I've gotten is, how is this reflecting at this stage in the race when this stuff could have been put on the table and sorted through, and opinions made, and the reasons why given, as opposed to just right now when the ballots drop. I find that really interesting, that my opponent admits he's known about this for several months and chose not to give the opportunity for explanation. So I'm disappointed in that fact, but that's the way this race is running, and if they choose to operate that way, then that's their call, not mine.
Meanwhile, Bogert, who said he's known about Smith's tax problems for months and flatly denied that he or anyone involved with his campaign had anything to do with the information getting out.
That is absolutely not the case. Yeah, that, as I said, that I was aware of this back in May, and I had chosen not to make any kind of an issue out of it, to stay totally clear of it, and to run cleanly on my qualifications.
Now, Smith said he did not reveal his tax situation himself because he believed he was acting responsibly in dealing with it as a businessman.
This is a business issue, and it's a personal issue. I think it takes a lot of courage to even step up and put your head up out of the foxhole. And I knew that it could be an issue as the decision was being made to enter the race, but from the standpoint of we are taking care of our obligations, there is no running and hiding. There is no bobbing and weaving. We're accepting it, face on, and we've made huge gains on it. So we're not hiding anything, but we're just making the payments that the IRS has asked us to make on time, every time, staying current, which is a big job. It's tough enough staying current with the IRS, let alone making 4 paybacks, backups. And I'm being accused of stealing from my employees and stealing from the trust fund and breaking the law, but it's not that way. It is a choice that we made to make sure the paycheck's always clear. We've taken this on as an obligation as owners of a small business to say we will shoulder the weight of this additional debt.
And for his part, Bogert said he doesn't see Smith's tax problems as an issue in this campaign.
It really does not make a difference to me. All along, I've been really trying to focus on my qualifications and my values to the campaign here and to what I can provide as a county commission.
And the bottom line, according to Smith, is that his restaurants, he says, are currently very successful and helping him resolve his tax debt. But again, the ballots are all out now. You should have received them in the mail over the weekend. Dan, did you get yours?
Got mine Friday.
Got yours
Yep.
Friday, but
Yep.
you vote in person. You do a
I go
poll
down
site,
on
like,
election
right?
day, yes.
Yeah, you like to do that.
Yeah.
My vote was cast.
Okay. So it's in.
I vote early, and I vote often.
This ain't Chicago, buddy. One more item of business to get to real quickly before I forget about this, and I will never forget about this. The 114th edition of the World Series begins tomorrow at Fenway Park in Boston. The Boston Red Sox, the winners of the American League pennant. Your Los Angeles Dodgers, the winner of the National League pennant for the second year in a row. It's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know who's going to get my dad's tickets.
That's right. He's got tickets, doesn't he?
He's got tickets.
Yeah. So.
He's got season tickets.
Well, let's go.
Since 1963.
Let's go.
Opened the place. Yeah.
Let's go.
I'd love to go.
Yeah. Love the World Series. It's my favorite sporting event of them all. We've had 2 back-to-back World Series that were just phenomenal. Last year's between the Astros and the Dodgers went to 7 games. The year before that, it was the Indians and the Cubs went to 7 games, and then extra innings in the 7th game. Don't know what dog I have in this hunt. I'm thinking probably the Red Sox. I just wanted to go 7 exciting games. So
Great for baseball to see the 2, marquee. It's a real marquee matchup this time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even though my Yankees aren't in it. The news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10. 3 chances to watch the show, the news, on television. You can also watch it on demand on our Facebook page and watch it on demand on our website at NCWLIFE.com. We'll get that up and running late in the afternoon, early in the evening. And if there's something out there you think merits our attention, get a hold of us, Steve.
Please do. You can do it on our website at ncwlife.com. We've got a little tab there at the top of the page where you can contact us. Also, write to us at our email address. It's news@ncwlife.com. Any kind of news suggestion, or if you have a program or event you want to promote, let us know about it. Also, follow us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. That's always a good place to catch up on conversations about the news of the day, huh? And then finally, our breaking news hotline. Give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295 for the breaking news hotline.
Temperatures around the region. Cashmere checking in at 35, Dryden 36, Manson 35, Chelan 38. Outside of our studios, 39 degrees with another couple of days of sunshine, but some fairly dirty air. 21 minutes after the hour, sports. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, I'm Lisa Bradshaw from Life with Lisa Bradshaw, and I'm here with one of my favorite all-time guests,
McKenna Schwab.
We're here to talk to you about Make a Difference Day.
Make a Difference Day is Saturday, October 27th.
It's an opportunity to get involved in our community and find a project that speaks to your heart.
For more information and to find a project that you want to support, go to WenatcheeMKDD.com.
Thanks for watching.
I came here to CVCH because one of my friends referred me. When I met Dr. Jocelyn, she was just amazing. She connected with my son, and it meant so much to me. He opens up so quickly because she just sits there and plays with him. It really is like going to see a friend. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted and respected. It just feels like home.
And let's do sports on this Monday. The Wenatchee Wild split their weekend series with the Merritt Centennials at the Town Toyota Center. Merritt picking up the overtime win on Friday. The final of that one was 4-3, but Saturday it was a different story. The Wild scored early and they scored often, and they ran away with it 6-1. That included a Sports Center caliber highlight in Wenatchee's final goal by Josh Arnold. I can't wait to show you this. In fact, let's go to the highlights. Arch Ecker with the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Bumped by Del Norte, but now the Wild back through center. Nice saucer feed. Krzyzewski shoots and he scores! Diapers and undie toss night. And here they come, sailing onto the ice. And now a little bit of shoving as Dorsey ends up attracting some attention in front of the Merritt bench for a moment, but that will pass. And so now fans who purchased diapers, wipes, and undies for the fundraiser put on by Women's Service League. It's a delayed call. The Wild still with the puck. Played by Sasaki. He shoots, he scores! Held in. And Wicks gets it poke checked away, and here comes Arnold. He's going on a breakaway. Short-handed. Arnold shoots. He scores! And then fired ahead as Granowitz tries to come in behind. Poke checked away, though, but a slashing call coming against Wenatchee. There's a right-handed shot, and he takes off at full steam, straight up the middle. Loses the handle on it and never even got a shot. Here's Fletcher over on the right side for Iononi, and that shot, score! Brian Adams finishes it off. He curls to the midpoint now, feeds it on the back door, shot and a score. Brad Koka finishing it off. 16 seconds left in this promotion. Dorsey cuts in front, he shoots, he scores! Swung across for Arnold. He's in, he shoots, he scores! Between the legs, oh my, what a shot! Da-da-da, da-da-da, called Sports Center. That's a highlight of the week. The line as the Wild gain the zone. Now Hodges over to help out, and some shoving follows as Berkopek and Arnold trade bombs, and Arnold takes him to the woodshed. And as it shovels into the corner, a late bump thrown, but that's going to be it. At least I think it is, as they begin a dust up in the corner. The linesman in yanking players away, and We'll try to get everyone separated and sent off to their respective locker rooms.
3 home games this week for the Wild. They'll host Trail Wednesday night at 6, Cowichan Valley in town Friday at 7, Prince George Saturday at 7. Eastmont took over first place in the Big Nine all by themselves. They were victorious on Friday night, while the Wenatchee Panthers lost in the game that was broadcast right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Eastmont raced out to a 14-0 lead over Eisenhower. Despite giving up the lead in the third quarter, the Wildcats put their foot down and they cruised to the 35-17 victory. Caleb Massey ran for a touchdown, caught a couple of TD passes from Carson Everhart. The Wildcats rolled up 240 yards of offense, and even though they allowed Damian Pacheco's 241 yards on the ground on 28 carries, Eastmont does improve to 4-0 in Big Nine action. Eric Grandstrom and Grant Olson were there, and they had the call on this very TV station.
Everhart on a 3rd down and long, turns, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, throws out in the flat. The ball is caught over there at the 5 and heading into the end zone. Touchdown, Eastmont, and it's Carson tallying 6 points for the Wildcats. Here comes Ike cheating up the middle. Everhart turns, hands off, look out, Massey's got a lot of room to the 10, to the 5, looking for the end zone, he's in, touchdown, Eastmont. I'm out by Eisenhower, and he gets the snap, end over end punt. And a line drive, and the punt return up across the 30, inside the 20, one man to beat to the 10, down to the 5-yard line on the return. DeAnthony Smith, Gary the 5'10", 190-pound junior from left to right. They'll turn, fake the handoff, rolling to his left, throwing in the end zone. The ball caught right at the goal line, and tumbling in from 4 yards out was Paco Sanchez.
Boy, the momentum squarely on the Cadet side right now.
Cornegie in the shotgun. Gets the pass from center, turn, handoff Pacheco, dive play, right side, driving, and into the end zone he will go. Touchdown, Eisenhower. That offensive line just expressing its will right now. High end over end kick, and it's going to be Massey on the return to the 10. 15, 20, look out, he's got a gap to the 30.
There he goes.
35, 40, up the far sideline he goes. Will anybody catch him? To the 20, to the 10, into the end zone, touchdown. We talked about the fact that a special teams play might be another difference for Eastmont. 90 yards on the kickoff return for the Eastmont Wildcats, and a touchdown, and excuse me, it was not Tally, or it was McElwain. Snap is low. The spot down, the kick away, and it has the distance, and it is good.
Oh, just over the crossbar.
33-yard field goal is good. 26 of Eisenhower, on a 2nd down and 5. Everhart wants to throw, going downfield. Man's open and catching it in the end zone. It's Kalen Massey with the connection and the touchdown from 26 yards out, and that was a beautiful pass by Everhart.
That is as nice as they come right there. Floated it over the outstretched arms of the defensive back, the cornerback on that side, and Everhart has been on tonight throwing the football. He really has been.
Gain of 14 on that pass play, and the ball snapped a little high. The ball's loose, and the quarterback didn't even cover it, didn't even get after it. I don't believe that. It's recovered for Eastmont by Jeremy Gregerson. Cornegie in the backfield about 5 yards deep. Turns, fakes the handoff, has pressure, throws the ball, batted down, and then intercepted almost in the end zone. It hit the ground. Kaylor Cannon to come out as a running back in the backfield. Turn, handoff, tally, end zone, touchdown, Eastmont.
Meanwhile, the Panthers were on the road in Sunnyside Friday. Nate Blauman continued his brilliant running. He had 30 carries, ran for 146 yards and a touchdown. Panthers built a 10-0 halftime lead, but the Grizzlies scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, including the game winner on a 68-yard pass play from Derek Escamilla to Mike Rivera. Sunnyside handed Wenatchee their first Big Nine loss of the year. The highlights courtesy of Huddle.
Pick it, pick, oh my God, he's wide open. They dropped it.
So the Wildcats all alone atop the Big Nine Stadiums. They're 4-0. Wenatchee is second at 4-1. Eastmont travels to Moses Lake this Friday. Wenatchee hosts Walla Walla in a non-league game. By the way, it's homecoming this week at Wenatchee High School. Around the area Friday night, the Les Schwab scoreboard sees right there, Kashmir beat College Place, and that Odessa score is not a mistake. That's actually the final. Odessa beat Andy at 92-14. Some games around the area on Saturday. Again, the Les Schwab scoreboard. Manson took care of Orville in girls soccer. Non-league swim meet at Wenatchee High. The Panthers victorious over Hanford, Richland, and Walla Walla. Of course, the big story. Everybody's talking about the Cougs and the Ducks on Saturday. What a great game in Poland. Washington State racing out to a 27-0 halftime lead. And they held on for dear life. That, by the way, is a photo of our weekly staff meeting that you see there. 34-20 was the final. Jam-packed Martin Stadium. Gardner Minshew, the hero, 323 yards, 4 touchdowns, including the one to ice the game with a 22-yard connection to Demon Patman with 3:40 left. Washington, they were victorious, broke open a close game with 10 fourth-quarter points. They beat back Colorado with Husky Stadium 27-13. 5 different backs combined for 201 yards on the ground. And Riley Hennessy throwing for 351 yards. Central Washington, no problems against Simon Frazier. And, of course, we are ready to go. The 114th edition of the World Series begins tomorrow night at Fenway Park. The Dodgers are the National League champions for the 20th time in their franchise history. Boston going to the World Series for the 14th time in their history. Let's play baseball, and those are just some of the games people are playing on this Monday. Let's do the obscure holiday. Today is Caps Lock Day. Today, why they celebrate Caps Lock, I don't know. It's my least favorite key on the keyboard. Because I like to discourage people from using all caps and whatever it is, if it's any kind of electronic communications via email or texting or whatever, because I associate caps lock and all caps with anger and yelling, which nobody likes to get yelled at. Anyway, according to some studies, by the way, a little fun trivia for you, the 3 most used keys on a typical computer keyboard, the delete key, the space bar, and the letter E. Caps lock, take it off your keyboard. You might be better off with it. Let's do Today in History, 33 minutes after the hour. The very first parachute jump happened on this date. October 22nd, 1797, André Jacques Jeanneret in Paris jumped out of a balloon, kind of. What did they do? Well, he had a parachute inside the balloon, then he made the balloon go away, and he drifted down about 3,200 feet in a parachute to the ground in Paris. It was successful, and from that point forward, people weren't afraid to jump out of things. The very first parachute jump is 221 years old today. Happy birthday to the light bulb. That's it, the very first light bulb. Thomas Edison tests the very first practical electric incandescent light bulb on this date, October 22nd, 1879, at his lab in New Jersey. It lasted 13 and a half hours before burning out, which is 12 and a half hours longer than my Christmas lights work. Happened on this date 139 years ago. October 22nd, 1884, 134 years ago, somebody's got to be 0. Somebody's got to be the prime meridian of longitude. So they decided we'll make it the Royal Observatory in Britain. You get to be 0 because somebody has to. So they had the International Meridian Conference held together. They had a big conference in Washington, D.C. Who's going to be 0? Prime meridian. Great Britain won. By the way, France voted no. Big surprise there. And finally, as close as we came to nuclear war, October 22nd, 1962, 56 years ago today, the Cuban Missile Crisis exploded. JFK talked to some of the former presidents, including Truman and Eisenhower, said, you know, we know they're building nuclear weapons in Cuba. They know they're shipping it down there. It's only like 90 miles from Florida. What are we going to do about it? And he said, well, I think we're going to tell everybody about it, including the Soviets. The Cuban Missile Crisis began on this date 56 years ago. And finally, let's do some birthdays. Curly Howard of the Three Stooges. Here's Curly. I remember that remark. Curly Howard was born in the state in 1903, probably the most famous of the Three Stooges. Can't go wrong with Curly. He was always my favorite. He was born in the state in 1903, died of a stroke in 1952. Christopher Lloyd is 80 years old today. Back to the Future, Taxi, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Christopher Lloyd, an award-winning comedic actor and screenwriter, is 80 years old today. Deepak Chopra, one of my favorite, I guess you can call him a physician. I don't know what Deepak calls himself. He wrote the book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. It's a good read. He's 72 years old today. Ichiro is 45 years old today. Ichiro Suzuki, one of the most beloved mariners of all time. Happy 45th to Ichiro. And speaking of mariners, Robinson Cano is 36 years old today. Happy birthday, Robbie. 36 minutes after the hour, everybody's entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. Then my conversation with Margie Kerr and Laurel Helton. Make a Difference Day all this week on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Don't go anywhere.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. The Artifact Haunted Museum Tour is this Thursday through Saturday at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. This will be a story-driven, live, interactive, dark, and spooky walk through the museum, including some areas normally off-limits to the public. Teeny Weeny Halloween Literacy Fair is this Friday from 10 to noon at the Kashmir Library. There will be fun and games, and kids can wear a costume. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Collins Fashions has your lifestyle in mind. Casual to special occasions, head-to-toe styling, foundations to shoes, jewelry, scarves, handbags, awesome gifts too. Denim brands from Liverpool, Not Your Daughter's Jeans, French dressing, all fits and sizes. Slacks from Joseph Ribkoff, Renoir, Tribal, and Elliott Lauren. Easy care and flattering. Stylish sweaters from Icelandic, Curio, and Tribal. Great selection of cashmere sweaters and scarves too. We always have you in mind at Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, we're big in this country on self-defense and things like standing your ground. Well, although I do support our right to defend ourselves, I don't think this concept translates to retaliating against someone whenever somebody else insults or hurts you. Now, remember, you 75% of us Americans who call yourself Christians, now the big boss told us we're not supposed to resist an evil person. If somebody smacks you on one side of the face, let them smack you on the other. Now, basically, this means that just because somebody hurts you doesn't mean you have to descend to their level. And just because somebody treats you bad, it doesn't justify you doing the same. Now, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frappitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
They're whispering right now. Margie and Laurel whispering. Who do we look at? You look at me, ladies.
Okay.
Make a Difference Day is back. It started way back in the early 1990s, and these two ladies, the spark plugs, the ones who have been putting it all together since day one, and every year at this time they come by and pay me a visit. To my far left is Margie Kerr, and to my immediate left, Ada Laurel and Helton. Welcome to Laurel, Helton, and Make a Difference Day. Hi, ladies.
Hello. Good morning.
Back again.
We're back.
Here we go. This was in the Wenatchee World, earlier in the week?
On
or
Sunday.
last
Sunday.
week?
The weekend edition.
No lack of things to do on the 27th of October. Make a Difference Day is back. Are you two ladies ready? Because this is your baby.
Yes.
You
We're
ready?
so ready because the projects are all ready. We've got nearly 70 this year, and they are all over North Central Washington. We've got them all over Wenatchee Valley, up to Leavenworth, up on Blewett Pass, Brewster, Bridgeport, Pateros, Quincy, Malaga, Waterville, Arundel, Entiat. Where else?
Wow, that's pretty
That's a
good.
lot.
That's pretty good.
Quincy is even doing its own citywide Make a Difference Day this year.
Well, opportunities are unlimited out there in Quincy, so that makes perfect sense to me. Make a Difference Day, quick little history lesson. It goes back to the leap day of 92, is
That's
that right?
right,
We had an
yeah.
extra day, it was February 29th, and USA Today, Gannett newspapers kind of created this thing, is that correct?
Exactly.
And so Margie and Laurel said, yeah, we can do it here, and by golly, it's taken off. Did you actually, going back all those years, 26 years ago now?
28.
28. Did you really have any idea that it was going to be this big? This was going to happen and continue to go on instead of just kind of just going away and disappearing like
We
a lot
knew
of things?
it'd keep going.
Why?
The idea sells itself. Everybody wants to help one another, and if you can show them places to participate, they'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it blew the Gannett away.
Yeah.
I don't think they expected it to be so successful. But
And now this Wenatchee's Make a Difference Day, the Wenatchee Valley's Make a Difference Day has become the template for all the other communities all over the country who participate in this, because Gannett newspapers can say, this is how it's done right here in little old Wenatchee town.
That is what they say. We just won our 9th national award last year, and they call us and say, what are you doing? They are excited about what we get done in this valley and all over North Central Washington.
Where are the plaques? Where are the trophies? If you won 9 of them. Are they in like in Margie's?
the first one was in Mayor Lynch's office, and I think Grace probably has it. I
Okay,
don't know.
well, Grace can have it. That's no problem
And that
with
was
that.
the first year, and it was a $1,000 prize. They flew us back to D.C. with the mayor, and we got to go to the White House and watch the Points of Light recipients get their awards. So there was one plaque and $1,000. Now the prizes have expanded to $10,000. They actually invented the Encore Award because we kept submitting things, and they thought, we can't keep giving it to one community.
Yeah.
So they have an Encore Award. And the money, we give the money to the Greater Foundation, Greater Community
Foundation, sure. And they maintain
then we use it for seed money. We give out grants to projects here locally. So
And that must be,
Yes.
I've sat on any number of committees where, okay, we have money and these people want money and we have to give these people money or divvy it up. That's not very easy because everybody says, please, Margie and Laurel, you have grant money, can we have a little bit here? That's hard, making that decision. Because you can never give anybody all the money that they want. So who does that?
We kind of do, because we have quite a bit of money, and
Okay.
people, they have to apply, and they have to have done a project last year.
That's
and
the
then they
key.
have to be using their money for a project this year. So
Okay.
it just kind of keeps paying it forward, and we really try to support everybody that applies for the grant. So
Every year there's new projects. Every year there's the same old projects that seem to come back year after year. Let's start with some of the classics that everybody's familiar with. It's been going on for 25 years. Back again this year is, say, Cleaning Up Zanikalachi and others. Go ahead.
Right, the camp cleanups at Camp Zanikalachi is one, and the YWCA camp. And then Bikes for Kids, that's a standard favorite.
and over to East Wenatchee. Yeah.
The Teachers Make a Difference Day book that goes for scholarships. That's been around for a long time.
Children's Family Dentistry, I want to say the folks out there, they just moved. They're back again this year.
McKenna Schwab's
McKenna
Back
Schwab's
Flyer.
group,
She's
right.
collecting this year for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Okay.
And it's a really cool project, so people should read about hers online. But she's moved it out to the new location of Wenatchee Pediatric Dentistry out
Right.
by Gateway Cinemas. So it's a new location, it's not downtown anymore, so people will need to go out there. But it's a great project to support.
And her story is kind of interesting. She kind of got her start with Make a Difference Day. As a young girl, she did a bake sale, and then the next year she did a toy drive and wagons, all for Children's Hospital. She's now got a foundation in her name, has been a Make-A-Wish recipient, so this year she's helping them out. So she's a superstar.
Yeah, she's raised over $1 million, so she's just...
when you two ladies finally decide, you know, it's time to hang it up, you might want to
McKenna
to take over this thing.
I think she could do it already.
And her mom, Melissa's amazing. They're
Last
great
year they
together.
raised $47,000, and total that day, our valley, our community raised $87,000 just in the weekend, in addition to all the projects, because the Y put on their drag show, the hockey team, the Wild did a
Coats for Kids, raised a lot.
and the diapers.
The diaper drive is
I mean,
huge.
just all the things.
The Women's Service League diaper drive now.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
they
it's
changed
no
the
longer the
name.
Junior
Right,
Service League.
yeah.
It's the women.
Yep.
Yeah, in fact,
Yeah.
I gotta have
Land
I
Trust.
gotta have Corey on the show to talk about that a little bit. So you know how many projects there are. Is there any idea? Can you even quantifiably measure how many people participated last year, just in doing things? You know how many projects there are, but how many people showed up and
We
Was
do,
it
we,
8,000?
we estimated about 8,000 last year, and it's held fairly solidly. We had at one year we estimated about 25,000, but that's when we had some
In the
really
old
big
days,
things.
we could do Dimes Make a Difference in school, so we could count every single school child, and that really bumped the numbers up.
Yeah, but yeah, there's actually no way to tell, because like we just heard from the Rotary groups, and they're doing some big things, but they haven't. They are not asking for community participation, so they don't report. People don't report to us. There's no need to do that. Just go out and do something good on Make a Difference Day.
Yeah, you don't have to do a sponsored or a sanctioned event like it's actually
But they
sanctioned.
really would like you to,
Yeah,
because
that's the whole idea.
they've got big projects to do, and they really could use a hand, like out at the Trusting Spirit Horse Rescue in Arundel.
On Arundel, yeah, they
They're
need a new
needing money.
fence. They had some
Right.
infrastructure issues. What happened there with those folks? A building fell down or something, and they needed.
Well, just recently they asked for money in their fundraising, and this is kind of a last call, but they knew that they needed to replace the fence. So they'll have a big dumpster out there. Waste Management is awesome for providing
dumpsters.
And
And we've got big projects that they're doing a second year for the Saddle Rock cleanup up above Appalachia to stop the fires from coming down into the valley and protecting all of the horses that are out there. So they'll be up there again. They had about 100 people turn out last year to help them, and they need that again. We've got big projects that could use just a lot of hands out there. Omi Gardens.
Omi Gardens is preparing for their 90th celebration, so they have if I were able to do a project, I'd run out and work at Omi Gardens.
If you like to
It's
get
so
your hands
beautiful.
dirty, there's so many to get your hands dirty up on the Waterville Plateau. They're doing trail work. They're doing it here in Wenatchee. They're all on the website.
It's all on the website.
Wenatchee.
MKDD.com.
Yep.
So,
if you go
you know,
there.
this is going to sound like a stupid, silly question. What are you two ladies going to do on Saturday, October 27th? What are you doing?
I already did an early project.
Okay.
Done a couple. I donated a bench to our house, and on Make a Difference Day, I'll drill the plaque on there. It says Betsy's Bench. And so we go around and take photos of all the places, but that's my early Make a Difference Day project.
And I've already got I do donations. I just had a big yard sale, and I've got all my things set aside that I'm going to be taking, that I've sorted out, that I'll be giving to different places, because we try to hit as many projects as we can, give them a cheer, see what's happening there, make sure the projects are going well. And so we take rooms with us, and we take donations, and we go and just try to support everybody that we possibly can. I always go to lunch at the Hospitality Ministries barbecue lunch at noon. They're at People's Bank, and they will have Walt and Coyote and games and places you can donate coats out there, and then you can have lunch there. And Sage is doing a big trunk or treat in their parking lot. It's for families, and it's from 10 to 4, so kids can just go down and trunk or treat, get treats, play games, be together as families, and have healthy relationships. I mean,
I'm going to trunk or treat.
There's things.
I plan to hit that one.
Are you going to take your car down? And
Yeah.
She's
What
good
are you going
at
to dress
costumes.
as, Margie?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
That gorilla's good.
My hot dog suits.
There's
my
super
latest.
fun things to do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just all work. If people like doing that, it's whatever you can think of that will make a difference. However you can contribute and make things better on that day. Or go into Walmart and buy diapers and take them to the Junior Service League. You know, wherever you're at, you can buy something at a store and make a donation. Come down to Pybus
Yeah,
Pybus is
it's going to be our
conduit, right?
headquarters,
Okay.
yeah, and it'll be from 9 to 2, and there'll be different booths set up that you can learn about the organization, like Green Bag. Do you know about Green Bag program?
No.
It's a organization. They'll give you a green bag every week when you do your grocery
yes,
shopping.
they've been on my
you
show.
put an
Yes.
item in the bag, and then
Yes.
they'll pick it up at the end of the month.
So you can learn about things
Yeah.
down there, like NAMI's going to be down there, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Lots of things will be down at Pybus. You can get tools sharpened.
Tool sharpener by the master gardeners.
Yep, bring down a hoe and they'll sharpen it up for you.
And if you have some donations, like the Women's Resource Center is looking for snack foods and socks and so forth, we'll have big donation boxes for Share a Bear. You can bring your teddy bears and.
That's perfect.
So
you know,
it's kind
Pybus
of
is the
fun.
perfect place to
It
have
is
this too,
perfect.
because
It's awesome.
nobody goes to Pybus
Yeah.
on a Saturday. It's just,
Right.
you know, you
Yeah.
can shoot a cannon through that place, and I'm kidding. That place
Yeah.
is where communities meet, and it's
It
always
is,
hopping
and
on
they're
Saturday.
super supportive. I mean, they just will, they make it the headquarters. So we'll have maps down there. If people don't know where they want to go, the Wenatchee World will run a big map like this, a whole big page, and it'll show you all of the projects. So if you don't get the Wenatchee World, you can go down to Pybus, take a look at the map, and you can go to a project, or you can make your donation right there at Pybus for most of the projects.
Let's talk about donations real quick. You mentioned that Beth Stipe and the crew at the Wenatchee Valley Community Foundation maintains the money that you guys have won over the years. So you have some seed money there that then you hand out. What if somebody says, you know, here's my idea of making a difference. Here's a check. And I'll just give it to you guys, and you can stick it in your account and spend it on whoever needs it. Does
We
that?
do that.
How
Yeah, we
does
can do
work?
that,
Does
sure.
that work?
Yes,
Never
it
had that
does.
happen.
No,
I
we
mean,
welcome it.
Just a blanket donation to just
Yeah.
make a
A
difference.
lot
there?
of people maybe don't realize that we have no money.
Yeah.
This is all grassroots, but I think that's the beauty of the idea.
That's the whole idea, which is
that-
why you keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Because we really see the value in it. We see how it really does build community and gets people involved and empowers people to feel like they live here, they can do something, they're part of it. Kids love that.
Well, sometimes we focus on how to do it and what to do, but we forget to say why we do it. And the why we do it, I was giving some thought this morning before I came in. It builds community, and in this day and age, it's hard to build community. We're kind of separated with all the technology and so forth. So this is a chance to come together. Everybody can come together. Everybody can do something. Rich and old, young and old, rich and poor, and skilled and unskilled. Everybody can contribute. It saves taxpayers money when we clean up parks and paint benches and defend the spaces with the brush and so forth. We don't have to spend money out of our budgets to do it.
And you make friends when you go out and do it. You are always working beside somebody that you probably don't know. Like Westside High School, the whole school gets involved and does things. Cascade Christian Academy, the whole school.
Everybody does something.
Every student there is doing something involved in projects in the community. And it's really neat to talk to the kids about how they feel about that and what they were able to accomplish and how much they remember that from year to year. Kids that have grown up and left the valley remember the tulips that they planted out at the park and ride and things like that. You'll talk to them and they just love that they were involved in their community. So it's really an easy sell to kids if adults will bring a kid along.
Just
you
getting
know.
the kids off of this darn thing for a
Right,
day
right.
is
They
the way to
love
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way to do it. So, WenatcheeMKDD.com, everything is there, all the projects. Everything that you need to know, the contacts, if you want to get a hold of these people directly, the people who are doing the individual projects, email addresses, phone calls are there like that.
The day.
The day is Saturday, October 27th, Saturday, October 27th.
Always remember, it's the fourth Saturday in October. That's easy to remember.
That's easy
fourth
to remember.
Saturday in October will always be the day that you can...
Rain or shine.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's going to be sunny.
And you don't need a specific skill set. A lot
No.
of this is a lot of this is just cleanup work. And you know, if you show up at the Pybus with a shovel and a pair of work gloves, they're going to find a place for you to go.
There was a family last year that showed up for a project. Unfortunately, it had been canceled without any notification. So I had to tell them other things to do, and they ended up going up to help at Saddle Rock.
Yeah, I saw them
the
up
whole
there.
family.
I have
had
a feeling
great
that you're
time.
really good, Margie, at telling other people what to do. I think that's one of your
You think
best skill
so?
sets. Yeah.
I do like to think up projects for people. It truly is a passion, and like I would ask you, what are you doing? If you don't have an idea, I say, what do you like to do?
Well, I like to go down on Saturday mornings to the Pybus anyway, so I'll probably just go down there. You have to remember when I go out in public, like I said, for the Pybus, for instance, you know, it's a celebrity. Oh, Stan Kuntz, you know, and they people like
your
my
mom,
autograph.
yes,
You know, and if I don't have my security detail with me, my entourage, then things can get out of control.
I'll loan you one of my costumes, and then you can do whatever you want to do. They'll think you're me.
Well, you're pea and I'm carrot. What could you be?
How about a radish?
The corn. I think you're the corn. The corn.
Yeah. How about a rutabaga? That'd be more like it. Can you do a follow-up, say the first week in November, and just let us know how he did? You don't have to come in, just let me know.
Okay.
And all this last week, leading up to Saturday the 27th, we're going to be profiling Make a Difference Day projects. We'll be bringing in various individuals and groups to talk about what it is that they're doing and why they need it to be done. Did we touch on everything? I always, whenever I see you, I always forget like we're forgetting something.
Oh, there's so much. We could talk all day about it. So.
Well, we don't have all day.
We don't.
We have 11 more seconds.
It's not just cleanups, but you can sew. You can whatever you like to do.
Yeah.
There's something you can do, and if it's not on the list, write a letter to somebody. Go next door to your next door neighbor and sweep their porch off. You know, whatever you like to do.
The first year, my favorite project, a fellow thought to go to the telephone poles and take all the staples out.
Yes.
He just thought that up, and it was a great
People
help.
think of wonderful things.
So those are kind of my favorite, see what people think up to do without being told. And just think it up.
Do what Margie and Laurel's telling you to do. It's just so much easier.
And it's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. Thanks for the cookies.
Yeah.
See how cheap it is to do my show? Plate of cookies, anybody can be on the show. Margie and Laurel.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Make a difference.
Make a difference for you watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Scare Crazy in Cashmere. It's a spooktacular good time all month long in Cashmere. Scarecrows will be waiting for you throughout the town. Silly ones, spooky ones, and everything in between. Yeah, it's Scare Crazy in Cashmere. Bring the family and find the scarecrows all around Cashmere. And be sure to thank these fine sponsors.
Epladolin Assisted Living. Affordable care in a home-like atmosphere with no long-term contracts. Liberty Orchards. Bring the family for a tour of the Applets and Cotlets Candy Kitchen. Open daily.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
NCWLIFE Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started, and why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Got about a minute to go. We thought we'd wrap up this program, or we began this program about an hour ago, and that's the weather forecast. Let's take a look at what Mother Nature has in store for us. A couple more days of this high pressure ridge is going to be hanging around. It's just going to be just beautiful weather. This will be, when it's all said and done, by the time we get to Wednesday and to Thursday, we're talking over 2 consecutive weeks of sunny and mild and dry weather. 66 today, 66 on Tuesday. Tuesday night into Wednesday, a weak system is going to kind of begin to knock that ridge of high pressure out of alignment. Brings us a slight chance of some light rain on Thursday. Certainly for the first time in a long time, we're going to see some clouds on Thursday. Then typical October weather on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A friendly reminder, beginning tomorrow, sunset will be before 6 in the evening, but we don't go from daylight saving time back to standard time for a couple of more Sundays. A heads up on that. Everybody go out and enjoy this great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, Make a Difference Day projects all this week on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Till tomorrow, take care. Bye-bye.